Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Pop Culture Pros proudly brings to you the four-quarter show, starring Mello and Align. As always, I am your hostess with the mostest, aka Mr. Swiss Roll, the main event, the showstopper. And as always, I am joined by a gentleman who sometimes he runs, sometimes he hides, sometimes he's scared of you. But all he really wants is to hold you tight, treat you right, be with you day and night. It is none other than Align.
So you scrapped calling me Cuban, you scrapped calling me Honduran, you scrapped all my nicknames and just decided to quote Britney Spears, a song we heard yesterday.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great song.
It is a great song. That's why I played it in the car. But when you told me that last night it came to you, I didn't realize you were just stealing somebody's lyrics for my opening intro. All right, I gotta respect it. That was great. You didn't get my ethnicity wrong or where I'm from because you just avoided it. But let's start the show.
We're ready to go. And before we start, we need to, do a little business here at the Four Quarter Show because there's a little sketchiness going on.
There's always sketchiness when it's when Big right. Daddy gets the championship.
We'll talk about it at halftime. But because we made the All-Star game worth 3 points, lost.
Yes, we did.
Because Kevin Durant is not in the draft. He's not me. He wasn't really me. But that means that the undisputed halftime champion this week, his first time holding the belt after a 3-month reign. 3-month reign of, grinding it out. It's fine.
I know you're just not going to skip the fact that there was, that we were sick and we took a hiatus, but it's fine.
I think it makes it more impressive.
It's fine.
Sick. We were both sick. We were both grinding it out. And, I came out on top as always. But, either way, sir, this is yours for the week.
It's the first time I hold the new belt right here. Here we go. Look at that, everybody. How does that... Doesn't it look better on my shoulder, too? Look at those belts, man. Look at those belts. This is going to be the tag for YouTube right here. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. This is your new champion. What did I get? What did I get for... What do we got for me winning the halftime belt this week?
Well, hold on, because...
We're having a little technical difficulties, but... Your boy, the Cuban Honduran, we got a couple Heinekens that we're going to drink today as my drink of choice. And this is awesome when we go live. This is Melo sabotaging me for finally winning.
Figure this out. It's your thing.
Well, let me tell you guys how the Four Quarter Show works. Here in the Four Quarter Show, we debate sports. Me and Melo four quarters. Each quarter is 10 to 15 minutes long. And for those quarters, we debate whatever we want in the sports genre. Then we have a halftime. And during halftime, we decide to talk about what we're going to wager on and, gamble a little bit. Decide who becomes a four-quarter champion. And we also have an overtime where we discuss anything but sports. We discuss pop culture, movies, TV shows, whatever we feel like discussing that day. That is the Four Quarter Show. And I hope Melo will be joining me soon. So
I'm back.
Oh, about time.
I don't know what happened there, guys. Just took a little having to leave this.
Rough one.
You know what it was? That the streaming service thought that there was something wrong, that you have the championship belt. That's what happened. They're like, whoa, so something's wrong here. I think we need to back up, take a step back,
Melo decided to sabotage
reevaluate
me.
everything. But, hey, sorry, streaming service, YouTube, Facebook. It is what it is. He is the champion, unfortunately. Don't worry, I'll get it back. I'm going to get it back this week. Before we start 4 quarters, I know he told you exactly what the show is. Just want to give a shout out to the boss, Steve. How you doing? Yes, technical issues are part of the show. And Timmy, how you doing? Sorry, I couldn't make Just Too Sweet today. I was dying with allergies and I had to sleep it off. But with that, are you ready to start off quarter number 1? Or...
I just want to say we have a special guest coming in tonight, I should say. We have our good friend, I don't know what friend means. We have our good friend, Frank Cotto, coming on tonight. He is going to be our Miami Dolphin correspondent. Maybe some Miami news coming from him. He'll probably join us in the first quarter or in the second quarter. We'll see where that's coming. But any other news besides that? I mean, you haven't told me what I won.
Oh, that is absolutely right. Before we start off, I forgot. So, being that he is the halftime champion, he didn't want a lot. He kept it kind of simple this week. And this week, he wanted some Publix Buffalo-style chicken breast dip with some chips over there that he has to his right.
So I asked for, some regular chips, but he decided to bring me my favorite chips. This is not going to be good for my diet.
I am a good co-host. I look out for him.
You're going to want to eat all of these.
And what else? What else do we have?
We got some Heinekens.
Ooh, a little Heine? Isn't this almost beat Tom Brady in the playoffs? No? That wasn't him? But yes, we have some Heinekens. Kept it simple this week. I know last week at the end of the halftime, we didn't give the other person what we wanted. We kind of did it off of air. Don't worry, we won't make that same mistake again. And
unless we do, my bad.
Ooh, look at that. Steve is agreeing with you.
Dip is fire for those Doritos. Yes, sir, they are.
I've never tried this dip with those Doritos, so it's going to be interesting.
I mean, the dip is delicious and the chips are delicious. So
I know.
I do not see it going wrong.
All right, let's open this bad boys up. If you guys are watching us from home and you have a little drink, pour it up here for the 4-quarter show. Let me turn this around here so everyone else see. Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Good old Heine's. All right, as I open this up. Do you know when...
Oh, yeah, he'll probably join in during the second quarter, I believe.
All right, so...
Is that what you were going to ask me? Did I assume right on the question? Because I told you answer that question without you finishing it.
You read my mind as always.
That happens when we're partners for so long. All right, so let me pull up the schedule while Melo is here grabbing the chips. We are going to have 15-minute quarter because we have a lot to discuss today. So today is going to be a nice show. It's going to be a nice show for y'all. So let me put 15 minutes on the clock. Are you ready?
I am ready.
I said, are you ready?
Oh, using my line. I'm ready.
And it begins with the biggest news in the NFL. We have the biggest signing so far this offseason with your boy, Mr. Dak Prescott, receiving the highest signing bonus for any football player in NFL history, re-signing with the Dallas Cowboys yesterday when everyone thought the man was going to get franchise tagged. Mr. Jerry Jones comes up and just says, bam, sign this, Mr. Prescott, and be a Cowboy for the next 4 years. Tell me what do you think? How do you feel? Was it a good signing? Is Dak ready? All right, go ahead. I'm done.
Dak ready? Dak ready for what? Another first round?
To beat the Giants?
Yeah, he never does that. And anyway, first off, he should have signed the franchise tag. I can't believe they paid him that money. But before I get into my opinion, to all those watching, I got the deets. The cold hard deets of what this man is making.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, Mr. Prescott, who was a 4th-round pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, just in case everyone forgot, he wasn't a first-rounder, he wasn't a Tua, none of that, is going to be averaging $40 million a season over the next 4 years from his $160 million contract. He is getting 100 of that 26 million in guaranteed money. He's getting 95 million. 95. He is set to make that 126 million out of the 160 in his first 3 seasons. That's insane. His projected cash total for next year, or this year, 2021, is $75 million. $75 million. I'll say it again for everyone out there. That is insane.
Is that money Mayweather type of money right there?
That money is
That's
Mahomey money.
That's money team.
And now, on his signing bonus, he got, like you said, a record-breaking $66 million. $1 million more than Russell Wilson.
Good for him.
And about 8.5 million more than Aaron Rodgers. 2 guys who have won Super Bowls. Won actually playoff games. Their teams are mediocre. They're not ending up in last place in their division.
Are you upset about this signing? I thought you'd be happy about this.
It's upsetting because the man doesn't deserve it. The only good thing about this is that for the Cowboys, I'm looking at their perspective, is that they freed up $15 million so they can go get a defense. You know, because their defense is trash right now. But it's ridiculous what this man is making. He's done absolutely zero to prove it. And not only that, he's just suffered a severe injury. It's not like that injury was, I tweaked my elbow, I don't have a Zion William injury where, my right pinky toe is hurting, where I can pay this man this. Not only has he not proven himself, but the man hasn't done diddly squat on the field. He's has one playoff win? It's not worth the money. I'm sorry. You're not going to tell me that this man should be making the second most amount of money a year behind Patty Mahomes, who actually won a Super Bowl. So his contract made sense. This one doesn't. And it's upsetting if I'm a Cowboys fan. As a Giants fan, go ahead and bring it, Dak. We're not afraid of you. We got Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes. Dropping dimes all over the field next year. I ain't afraid of Dak. That's okay. It just means 4 more years of guaranteed mediocrity. That's all that's guaranteed. Mediocrity.
The Cowboys have a better quarterback than you guys.
No,
I'm going to say that right now.
Oh, you're right. Andy Dalton's the Cowboys. Right? Andy Dalton.
You know what? You proved my point. The Cowboys have 2 better quarterbacks than the New York Giants. We can talk shade all we want about how this was a lot of money for Dak Prescott. But we're not going to sit here and say Danny Dimes this and that. Please. Please, please. The biggest issue here for the Cowboys is the fact that they have all their money tied up on the mediocre players that don't win championships. Not one of their players, you can argue Zeke, but even Zeke seems to be on the decline because he notices that this team stinks, so he's not even playing well. So you have money in Dak Prescott, you have money in Zeke, you have money in Cooper, you have money in DeMarcus Lawrence, you have all this money to pay like top 3, top 5 money on these players that aren't even important, that aren't even winning you games. That's insane to me. So, hey, free up another $20 million. It's not going to fix the disaster that the Dallas Cowboys have created with all this money. If they just would have signed Dak Prescott 3-4 years ago, this contract would have been just fine. He would have gotten paid, still overpaid at that point, but way better than what they just paid for him right now. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys and this organization, I am letting him go. I don't even franchise tag him. Let him go somewhere else. And if he's successful somewhere else, that's where he was meant to be. He wasn't meant to be in this freaking team because he's not playing well, and $65 million guaranteed is ridiculous for a guy like Dak Prescott. Mind you, get your money, bro. I respect you. Do your thing. Get it. I'm not gonna be mad because someone's making cash. It just makes no sense to me from the organization standpoint to sign a player like this. Let go of Kirk Cousins. Let go of Dak Prescott. Stop trying to make these guys seem out to be what they're not. But that's all it is, dude. Other than that, I'm gonna end it with Dak Prescott is better than Daniel Dimes. Or how I like to call him, Daniel Day-Lewis, because he's an actor. He's just a regular guy portraying to be a quarterback.
Well, before we leave this topic, because I can't wait, this is exactly so. Well, hold on, because I'm gonna go back because I saw a lot of trash being, talked about Melo right here, and it was how much does he deserve? He doesn't deserve that. Yeah, I understand. That's what it's made for a elite quarterback. Elite. I'll say it again. Elite. Dak is not worth that money. He's not elite. I'm sorry. If I'm the Cowboys, I pay someone else that garbage. We've said it before. His numbers are identical to Andy Dalton. Is Andy Dalton worth that money?
I would have kept Andy Dalton.
Please, Jonathan, tell me, is Andy Dalton worth that money? If he is, hey, all for it. Go right ahead. But he's
Shout out
not.
to Jonathan. What's up, bruh?
And then, right here, like Steve said, Brady takes less to get a team around him, and that's why he's won so many Super Bowls. He takes the pay cut so he can get his receivers, he can get his defense, he can get his offensive weapons. It's ridiculous.
I like what Walter said. He should probably put that in the bottom of what Walter said.
And think Dak Prescott has the same amount of rings as Danny Dimes.
Thank you, Walter. Yeah, but here's the thing. Only because you haven't won a ring doesn't mean you can't be better than someone. They're both in the same time. They're both right here like this, right? No rings. But better player is Dak Prescott.
Is it though?
He's the better quarterback in
Why?
that team. He's a better quarterback than
What makes him? Danny Dimes hasn't had the same amount of years as Prescott. Nothing right now makes him
Who
better.
says you have to compare players to the same amount of years? Right now, the better quarterback is Dak Prescott. I guarantee you, the New York Giants wouldn't have gone to get Dak Prescott if it was available and just let go of Daniel Dimes.
They would have never gotten that man.
Daniel
That man's a
Pennis. Lillard over Harden all the damn. Listen, no, that we're gonna say that for NBA talk. We're not gonna start talking about that. One, that's wrong.
Very wrong.
But you see, once again, so what? Lillard and Harden both don't have rings. Harden's the better player. It has nothing to do about rings. At the end of the day, you can say who the better player is.
All right, next topic, sir.
Well, the next topic, quick. I mean, just a quick yes or no, or just a quick. Are the Cowboys making the playoffs this year? Now that they gave Dak this huge contract.
No, they're not gonna make the playoffs. That injury that Dak Prescott is coming off from is not. That's what people are just blindsided. Oh my God, I can't even speak. Blindsided by the fact that he had that injury. They're forgetting the reason why he was out and only played 5 games. And that's a huge one. And they still don't have a defense. Unless they're able to pick someone up in the draft with the $15 million they freed up, they're still going to be trash.
They should have gone J.J. Watt, man.
Yeah, but J.J. Watt wanted to go get his money and be mediocre in Arizona.
Well, I feel they will make the playoffs this year. And the only reason why I feel they will make the playoffs this year is because no team in your division, the NFC East, has done anything to make themselves better. The Giants haven't done anything to make themselves better. The Eagles have Hurts, the unquestionable starter, according to Loria, the owner. And the Washington football team still doesn't even have a football name. So with that being said, I am going to go out on a limb and say that if Dak stays healthy, they will make the playoffs, but it's going to be a dismal season like it was last year.
You're wrong, though. Let me rephrase this. So the New York Giants had probably them and the Cowboys. The Redskins probably had the best second half of that division. They both started off slow, but then they both ended hot. The Giants figured out what was wrong with their offensive line and fixed it. Like Timmy here saying, free agency hasn't even started. We just signed our key piece on defense, which is Leonard Williams. We franchise tagged him. We get Saquon back. Hopefully in the draft we pick up some offensive weapons that we need because we have to surround Danny Dimes with something.
You're right. Let me change what I said. To be better. You know what has to do with free agency is you guys have Daniel Jones, and I have zero faith in him. Zero faith in Daniel Jones making the playoffs. And I can't wait now that they have Saquon Barkley. He's gonna be healthy, and Daniel Jones is gonna mess it up because he's Daniel Day-Lewis. All right.
At the end of last season, he wasn't throwing all these picks and fumbles like he was at the beginning. Say what you want, he made progressive steps.
He was terrible last year.
I said second half.
Second half. You want to call Dak Prescott mediocre? If Dak Prescott is mediocre, what's under mediocre? Terrible. And terrible is Daniel Jones.
Dak Prescott has had an offensive line. He's had an offensive line, something that Daniel Jones has not had.
You know what? According to Colin Coward, the Giants had one of the best O-lines last year. Daniel Jones was protected.
He was not protected.
Yes, he was.
He was the most sacked quarterback in the league, the fastest.
Yes, he was.
Because
he's not throwing the ball and getting sacked. He's terrible.
Oh my God. Okay, bro. Let's talk about your quarterback, huh? Oh wait, we're doing that in the second quarter. We're talking about that in the second quarter.
But I don't defend my quarterback the way you defend yours. That's the you can diss him too. I'll diss him with you. All right. Next up, we have sticking to the NFC East, since we've just already discussed the Cowboys and part of the Giants. And we brought up the football team. Let's move on to the Philadelphia Eagles, they decide they are not going to make this a quarterback battle and sign any other quarterbacks. They're going to keep Jalen Hurts as the unquestionable starter. Is this a good idea or a bad idea by the owner of the Eagles to come out and say this?
I mean, I guess it's a good idea because you don't want the same mistake that happened last year where you had all this controversy. Oh, they drafted Hurts. So does that mean Wentz is out the door if Wentz doesn't perform? And then, bam, look at Wentz. He took the biggest confidence decline ever. So, and then you had that battle at the end of the year. You don't know who was going to start, all this other garbage. You put the head coach in a bad position as well, who, I mean, good riddance because he didn't know anything for that organization. But, I mean, yeah, it's good for them. Again, another quarterback I'm not afraid of, who is not better than Daniel Jones. So
Daniel Day-Lewis. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts, and if they make a system around him, which I feel is what the Baltimore Ravens have done correctly with Lamar Jackson. If the Eagles make a team around Jalen Hurts, he's not going to do anything. I don't think he's NFL ready. I don't think he's going to play that well. We saw what he was capable of last year, and I didn't see anything that stood out. But again, he didn't have a training camp, and it was a couple games, so maybe, but not enough to be the leader of the Philadelphia Eagles this season, lead them to the playoffs. So I think it's a bad idea to make him the unquestionable starter. I agree. He isn't the answer. I feel you have to make it you have to do a quarterback controversy. Bring in someone like Fitzmagic. Get him out of retirement.
But why? Why would you do that to a young? That's exactly what the Miami Dolphins did. That was a mistake last season. Why would you bring in another quarterback to create controversy? These guys already have enough.
You know why? Because I want a dog.
Issues.
I want a dog. I want someone who has fire in him, who doesn't care to compete. I want a competitor. And I'm okay with saying, Hurts, you're the starter, but hey, there needs to be another quarterback back there to let you know this guy could start. He's the potential to be a starter, and he can potentially play, so you better be on your A game. That's what I mean by bringing another quarterback. But just saying he's the unquestionable starter, there's not going to be a competition, I think that's dumb. A quarterback should always have someone behind him to like, hey, look what McNabb had Vic behind him. It's just...
this makes a lot of sense, being that, you guys have had shitty quarterbacks for about, 20 plus years now? It makes perfect sense for you to have that mindset, but it's not. You should have a quarterback. You need to put your faith in your quarterback. That's exactly what the Giants did with Eli Manning. They put their faith in that man, and what did that man do? He delivered him 2 championship rings. What have you guys done? You guys haven't put your faith... The person you probably put your most faith in, besides Fitzmagic, not even Fitzmagic, you guys have fucking screwed Fitzmagic, was probably Chad Pennington. And you guys did it at the end of his career where he couldn't do anything else.
Eli Manning was a dog, and he was there with Kurt Warner, and he competed, and he won his spot. And every year, Eli Manning showed why he deserved that spot. I haven't seen Jalen Hurts do enough to earn the spot, so I'm saying bring someone in. You don't gotta disrespect me with all this Dolphin talking. Why this and why that? I feel he needs to have another quarterback in there to show his toughness and to compete for the job and earn it. I'm not saying it's a lifelong time where you have to earn it every day, but I'm saying earn the job. They're just trading away Wentz and boom, you're the unquestionable starter. Here's the team. What? What did he do?
That's because he didn't do that bad at the end of last year. Yeah, they ended up 1-3, put him one of those games that took him out.
They could have won the playoffs last year.
They could have, but Sudafed decided to not do anything.
All right, let's read some of the chats. Let's see what's going on in the chat.
Every team needs a good backup to make that starter accountable.
It's true.
Who makes Tom Brady? What quarterback has ever made Tom Brady accountable?
How many guys do you have to bring up? There was Garoppolo. There was
one guy made him. The only reason he made him accountable was because Belichick wanted him to start.
There was
who was it?
Brissett.
Blaine Gabbert. He's making him accountable in Tampa Bay, right?
Gabbert. You gotta have somebody.
Stop.
Look, like I said, people like Tom Brady, Eli Manning. You have great quarterbacks who don't need that fire, who they earned their spot. But guys like Jalen Hurts, guys like Tua, guys like maybe Kirk Cousins, Prescott. Why are they? Now he has all this money to say why he's a starter. But
Kirk Cousins doesn't care anymore.
But quick question before we end. The quarter already ended. But what's this? The talk about Tom Brady wants Odell.
Who doesn't want Odell?
This is true.
I would want him back.
But you think it's a little flagrancy to the other players in the team?
It might be. Try to get a little fire under Godwin, maybe. Because Godwin didn't really do much in the playoffs. He kind of vanished. He did his best Casper impersonation.
All right, little shout outs in the chat right now. Carlos, we will have the NBA segment after halftime. So stay tuned for that. We got a lot of debates on the NBA coming up. The Eagles should draft a quarterback. Listen, if the Eagles have taught us anything, they're not scared to draft a quarterback. So they might draft another one.
Yeah, it's not fair to compare. It's like you said, Tom Brady's a dog. It's very hard to find that quality in a player nowadays. And some of them, my issue is basically what I feel is going to happen with Tua, which I'll get to in the next quarter. They franchise Godwin too. So, like I said, give me Odell. Give me Odell. Chris Godwin made one of the best catches in the entire postseason.
Yeah, he did. I mean, and statistically, Chris Godwin was Tom Brady's favorite.
So did David Tyree.
Target this year. So we'll see what happens. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in the first quarter. We appreciate all the support. Let's get ready for the second quarter. Let's get it going.
Go.
Hopefully, we can have Frank come join us for this quarter because I know he has a lot to talk about regarding the Miami Dolphins and the state that they're in. Melo, what's your opinion on the Miami Dolphins right now as they stand?
Just the Miami Dolphins, they like to do what the Miami Dolphins do. And that is, give their fans, give Miami, a little bit of hope. A little bit. And then they're like, psych, you thought. And they take it away from you. They take it away from this poor fan base. Like, I feel bad for you guys. There's a reason why I didn't grow up as a Miami Dolphins fan, because your organization was trash. And, some of the things that you guys do still don't make any sense to me. They don't. The Tua thing with Fitzpatrick made zero sense to me. Zero.
The Miami Dolphins were on a good track this year, and then we decided to bench Fitzmagic. Man, I feel allowing Tua to quarterback when there was no training camp, no anything, and just bringing him out there to see what we have that this year wasn't a good idea. But I have faith in what's going on. We almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
Fitzmagic would have been quicker. Fitzmagic would have grabbed it. He would have grasped it. And John said they needed a playmaker. That was Fitzmagic for them last year. But no, they decided, again, make up your minds what you want to do. Do you want to make the playoffs? Or do you want to, rebuild and grow and, give Tua all this confidence, some in-game play? You can't do both. You cannot do both. It's not with Tua. Because with another type of player, yes, you can probably do it. But Tua's not that guy.
I don't want to say he's not that guy yet, just because I'm always someone who... Yeah, Tua's not that guy. I know, I'm just kidding. I just feel he didn't have a proper training camp, and I feel Tua might be a system guy. I feel we saw him in the Alabama system. In high school, he was in a good defensive system. So maybe in another team, or if they change the system to fit him, he could have won more ball games. He just didn't seem like someone who was ready or equipped to play some of those games, which is why I think they benched him in some of those second halves. But
they were down by a lot.
If you ask me, if we could trade for Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson, man, I wish I could make it happen.
So with that, you thought when all those rumors were coming out that Deshaun didn't want to be there and that he wanted to go to Miami for Tua and their third round pick, you're doing that trade?
Miami? Okay, so Tua and the third overall pick.
Well, fifth round, I think they went up because they won a couple games or something like that.
Tua
and your first pick.
We have 2 first round picks.
The first one, the one that's 5 or 6.
Isn't our first pick like 3?
No.
We have the fifth pick overall?
You guys fell to 5th or 6th.
No, I think that's our other pick. Oh, I don't even know.
No, sir. Because you guys had a good record.
Yeah, if it's just Tua and the pick, I'm doing it for Watson. But they're not going to want that. They want defense. They want a player. They want a bunch of unrealistic things that I don't think any team in the NFL should do it unless you're the worst team in the league. But the Dolphins are in a pretty good position that if Tua does good play, and you draft someone like Devontae Smith from Alabama, wide receiver, the best player in the draft. You got to go out there and get Devontae Smith, Dolphins.
I completely agree with you.
That'll be the playmaker that we need. Even though, Devontae came on and did some flagrancy on my boy Tua, saying, listen, I didn't like catching balls from Tua. But still, I think he's still a great dynamic receiver, something we've lacked in the Dolphins.
It is 3.
Yeah, you see? I knew what I was talking about, Melo. That's what the fans are all saying. Our line is right. You see how everyone who posted 3, 3, 3, 3, that's our line is right.
Oh, I thought they were just putting 3 because they were here so they didn't want to get fined.
No, welcome to the fourth quarter show.
And Tua was a rookie. Eli didn't pop off to this for congratulations. I understand that. But they didn't expect to make the playoffs with Eli. They weren't benching Eli to bring in Kurt Warner. That's the point I'm trying to make.
They should have kept.
You're not helping Tua by taking him out in the middle of a game and not showing him what the fourth quarter is like. Because that's where you win games, the fourth quarter. The name of our show is 4 quarters. That's where you win the game. You don't win the game 1 through 3.
The biggest mistake the Dolphins made this offseason is letting go of Van Noy. I don't know. Listen, I understand the cap. I understand what could be going on. I don't know if there was any restructure talk or anything, but Van Noy was a big deal for our defense. The team loved him. They made him a captain, and our defense played well this year. So it's just kind of a head scratcher as to why they let go of Van Noy. He seemed very disappointed about the move. I don't know if they're looking to draft someone with the 3rd pick to pick someone up for that spot. I hope not, because I really want Devontae Smith. But Van Noy getting let go was bad.
I didn't understand that, man. That guy was a key piece of your defense. Your defense was exactly what kept you guys in games. It wasn't Tua. Fitzmagic would help you win it, but it was really your defense. And this is exactly what I'm saying. Like, what are you doing as an organization? That doesn't give anyone on that defense that hey, here, you can trust us as an organization. You can trust me as an owner, as a GM. No, showing me that at the first sight of, someone else or something like that, you're going to be given away. I wouldn't want to go play for an organization like that. I want to play for an organization that's going to have my back. And I feel like the Dolphins, man, they're looking bad in that aspect.
Yeah. I agree. A lot of these times when organizations do this to players, like what we did to Ryan Fitzmagic, what we're doing to Van Noy, I feel that deters players from coming to teams like this. When the Heat decided not to pay Wade that year, he went to the Bulls. I feel things like that really turn players off. You should always take care of your players, and you just signed Van Noy. Fine, if it saves you some money, it's still not a reason to do it when Van Noy played well and it was a good defense. I don't understand it. I hope they're able to adjust and it works out, because as a Dolphin fan, I like to think negative. Tua looked awesome when they opened the playbook for him. You think that's true?
Didn't they give him the reins against the Bills, and what did he do?
Not squat.
I think he shit the bed.
I feel you see what the Bills did when they faced a real team.
And so I do want to address one more thing over here. Saying Van Noy was always hurt by Mr. Johnny Aguilar. I can't get it up. He played 14 games last year. So he didn't play in all of 2 games? That's not always being hurt.
But as far as Tua, I'm going to wish him the best. And if we keep him as a starter, I'm going to wish him luck, because I don't want to... Just like when we had Tannehill, I wasn't there saying, I didn't want him to succeed. I want him to succeed. It's just, I don't feel I have faith in the quarterback when he's going out there. And I felt the team really had Fitzmagic's back. And I'm not sure about how they have for Tua's back. But an interesting news, the Miami Dolphins did make a new signing. And by signing, I mean we traded for the Titans offensive tackle Isaiah Wilson, a 2020 first round pick, who has some out of the game issues, some street issues. Isaiah Wilson is known as a problem. I love it. Just don't bring a bully scandal here, Isaiah. We don't
need that again.
I don't think you're a bully at all. I'm just saying, we can fix. We got you. Whatever it is, we got you. We have faith in you. We traded a pick for you. That's a first round pick. Do you think it was a bad idea to bring someone like that into the Dolphins? Would you have cared if the Giants would have done that?
No, I think everyone deserves their second chance. The only thing with it, I think that's odd, is the Texans trading a gentleman that they've only had for a year. You know, some guy they drafted first round pick. It wasn't the 5th or 7th or any of that nonsense. It's a first round pick. That was why I'm a little bit questioned on it. Like, what is it that the Texans know that they're so willing to part with this man for pennies?
Titans. Is it Titans?
I'm sorry, the Titans.
And they're a good team, too.
That's why. And then they did well. So I don't know exactly why they gave him up so easily, and it wasn't for anything major.
I think it was like 7th pick. But I feel that's why we just cut him. 7th pick, bring him out, you know, and you get him to the best city in the world. Maybe it's either going to be really good or really bad coming to Miami.
Got a Jonathan over here saying Van Noy is replaceable. Easy decision to get rid of him. You can say that about a lot of people.
I think his productivity is replaceable. I'm not sure if his locker room presence is going to be replaceable. He was with the Patriots when Flores was there, and Flores brought him with him. So I definitely feel he knows the system. He's going to know the locker room, and it was just tough to let him go like that. We signed him for a reason. So to drop him was just a surprise. I mean, I don't know. I'm still going to say it's not going to sit well with me. I still didn't like it, but we're going to have to live with it. Tell me, we've been talking about the Dolphins this whole time. What about your Giants? What do you feel your Giants are going to do better? Do you feel there's any acquisitions they can make? Who are they going to go after in the draft? I already said who I want for the Dolphins to have. I'm really big on the Bama wide receiver Devontae Smith. Who do you want?
So I'm hoping that the Miami Dolphins will be the Miami Dolphins come draft night, because I want Devontae Smith. I want him. That's just, he feels like one of those once in a lifetime playmakers. And the Giants need a receiver badly. I know that right now we might be going after Kenny Golladay now that he didn't get franchise tagged, and there's been a lot of word on him coming to the Giants organization this offseason. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get him, but I feel like, hey, give him another young product. You know, the Giants are very good at picking up these, wide receivers that, just show up and do work. So I'm hoping Smith falls to us, that everyone else gets picked before him. I think we saw one mock draft that had the guy from LSU going to Miami rather than Devonta Smith.
Who's your, what pick do you have?
We have the 11th pick, I believe.
Oh, boy.
We have a lot to go. I'm saying I want them to, like I said, the Dolphins to be the Dolphins. I feel like that's a team that can get it. Let's see.
Dolphins are in year 3 of a complete rebuild. They addressed their defense last offseason. Brian Flores is a defensive coach first. This offseason, I'm sure they'll address the offense, which is why I'm worried about our offense. Financially, the Dolphins have like 68% of their cap tied to their defense. I'm sure balancing is coming, hence the cut of... Yeah, I know, but that was a tough cut.
Do you think that you guys will stick with your running back? Because I saw another running back today that didn't get franchise tagged, and he's very nice. There's a gentleman that was in Seattle called Chris Carson, which I raved about not too long ago when we were talking about Seattle players.
I think we should just draft someone. Draft someone and get lucky and not overpay anyone. I don't like overpaying in the running back position, and someone like Carson's going to want some money. And you know me, I'm not a fan of paying running backs. I'm not going to pay running backs unless you're Derrick Henry.
You don't want to pay nobody.
Who would I pay? A line. I'll pay my quarterback. I'll pay an offensive tackle. I'll pay a corner, and I'll pay a pass rusher.
Okay.
Unless you're Aaron Donald, then I'll pay a tackle, a defensive tackle. Yeah, those are the people that I'll pay a lot of money for. Maybe even someone, not maybe. A safety, Ed Reed, Palomalu. Yeah, you have to be like that for me to overpay you. But a running back, I'm not overpaying a running back. No, look at Todd Gurley. Zeke right now, it's showing it.
But see, Todd Gurley, I didn't understand Todd Gurley getting the money he got because he never was an explosive running back.
But either way,
like Zeke at least has been explosive.
But that goes to my point. If you're Derrick Henry, I'm paying you money like that. Andrew Van Ginkel had the same production and the same number of snaps. That's why he was cut, possibly traded. And is that supposed to be?
I'd have to look that up.
Z-Man, how's it going, man?
All right, so what do we got next, sir?
Just actually, this quarter's almost over, so I don't know if you want to go on your Giants rant right now. A little more on the Giants.
You mean the respect that Danny Dimes is gonna get next season? That respect?
Listen, I'm not opposed to Danny. Look, Danny Dimes has legs. Danny Dimes could be a better Tannehill.
He's got better legs than...
He has better legs than Tanny. He has speed.
Better legs than Mahomes, according to Mahomes.
He does have a better arm than Tanny. He probably throws the ball a little. I just feel maybe... I think they have Danny Dimes' decision-making all wrong. I don't think he's as good as people make him out to be. I feel he second guesses, and I don't know if he's nervous or what, but I think that's the problem he has, because I can understand why Peyton Manning and Eli raved about him, you know?
I mean, like I said, and I forgot who was it that brought it up. Eli wasn't a GOAT, his first year. It took him a while.
It's his second year, though. Entering his third year.
His third year. So I don't blame him. Give him some time. We didn't figure out the offensive line until midway into the season. He still doesn't have weapons. So I'm still gonna give. He gets one more year under my belt, and then I'm like, all right, Danny Dimes, it's time. Sorry.
All right, that's the end of the quarter. Now on to halftime.
Do we have to?
Yes, we do. Do you have anything to say before we get started on halftime?
I thought... So we'll remind everyone, we picked 5 games last week. 4 of them were normal NBA games, and the 5th one was the All-Star game. Kevin Durant versus LeBron James. And for some reason, I don't know why, we picked 5 games. There was no reason to make that game worth more than 1 point. Unless we added how we drafted into that mix, and then it made sense to make it for 2 points. But to make it 2 points made absolutely no sense. I don't know why we did it. Again, I feel like I was bamboozled, and it didn't make any sense.
We thought it would be fun. That's why.
It wasn't. It was pointless. It was pointless because it was an all-star game.
When Melo wins the title, it was always perfect and it was meant to be. But when
of course, because they're fair games.
He's always a sore loser.
It's fair games. This was an all-star game. No one plays
that
defense.
If you would have gotten the +3, I wouldn't have complained. I'd be like, all right, here you go. I don't care. I take it like a man. But for some reason, you can't take it in the chin. And just look, we decided that it was +3, and it just worked out to my favor. I'm the halftime champion. What's up, people? I know this is what you guys have been waiting for.
No one's been waiting for this.
To see me with the halftime championship.
No one's been waiting for that. Anyway, all right, so first game that we're betting on for this next upcoming halftime, we have a game tomorrow night. It is the Battle of Texas. We have the San Antonio Spurs versus the Dallas Mavericks. Who you got?
So you asking me who I got? Well, I got to go with my boys, Porzingis and Luka Doncic. Or you're going to give me the pink today?
I gave you that first pick.
No, I'm saying, but usually when we highlight it, you're the one who gets the highlighter. I don't.
Oh, I guess. I don't know.
That's okay. You can leave it like that. Boom. I like it. All right. So next game, we have the Philadelphia.
The Phoenix Suns versus the Portland Trail.
To my defense here, guys, it just says Suns versus Trailblazers. And I just decided to say Philadelphia Suns.
I'm going to go with... Oh, what time is it? Oh, it's CP3 time. That's what time it is.
All right, looks like I got to go with the fan favorite Dame Dollar, the most popular man in the league. Dame Dollar. Next game, we have Raptors versus the Hornets. Toronto Raptors versus the Charlotte Hornets.
Who you got? You got your boy Van Vliet?
This is a tough one, okay? This is a
Siakam?
tough one because I have Siakam and Powell from the Raptors. And then on the Hornets, I have
Rookie of the year.
LaMelo Ball and Gordon Hayward. So this is a tough one for me. I'm going to let you pick this one. I'm the champion. I think it's best you pick.
That time ran out, Carlos. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. It ran out all of a sudden. You're going to let me pick? Oh, that's not fair. All right. I guess I'm going to
Thank you,
go.
Shirley. I appreciate it. It's a beautiful belt.
I guess I'm going to go with the Toronto Raptors. I'm sorry, the Tampa Bay Raptors. The Tampa Bay Raptors.
All right. And the next two games we have the Clippers versus the Pelicans and the Lakers versus the Warriors. I think it's pretty...
You want to go with your boy?
I'm going to go with Mr. Zion Williamson.
Whoa. Mr. Hurt Big Toe, or was it Little Toe?
Listen, those Pelicans are looking serious, all right? You got Zoe, you got Zion, you got... Man, what's his name? He's... the one... oh, yeah.
Brandon Ingram?
I was going to finish my joke. Yeah, Brandon Ingram, the one who thinks this is the first time he plays with someone as good as him. Just LeBron is trash, huh? All right, so Melo has the Clippers, and then I have the Lakers against the Warriors. So, let's see. Best of 5 for next week. What do you got if you win? What do you want? Or what are we eating? If either way, that's what we should do. A loser decides what the meal is.
Okay. Is it meal with a beverage?
Yeah, same as usual.
Okay, being that next week, for all y'all that don't know, is that we're going to have some... I know today we're having Heineken. So I say next week... Oh, God, do I really want to do this? Next week, I say we have some Irish whiskey, eh?
Irish whiskey.
For some St. Patty's Day.
Oh, you're right. Is there any specific Irish whiskey or just whichever one we want to drink?
Whichever one. I'm not a big whiskey drinker, so I would not be able to tell you anything besides Jameson.
right.
How about that? Don't let it be Jameson, because that is
not
gross.
Jameson. Okay. And what snack?
Snack. Should we keep it a little Irish, eh?
Why do you sound Canadian?
I don't know.
Why does he sound Canadian? Why does he keep finishing with A? I don't think...
Irish people don't make that sound?
I'm pretty sure the way you're saying it is like a Canadian.
Top of the morning to you, laddie. Is that...
Do you hear an A after that? I've never heard someone go, top of the morning to you, eh? Now you just sound like an Irish Canadian.
Hey, they exist somewhere, don't they?
All right, so what do you want for a snack? Which I don't even know what's an Irish snack.
How about you tell me what you want to drink and I'll look it up.
Drink? I thought we were having the Irish whiskey.
Oh, so you're good
Irish
with that
whiskey.
too?
Irish whiskey, yeah. Irish whiskey is fine. And what's the snack of choice?
Bacon. Wow, these Irish snacks are kind of weird.
He's a Canadian Irish. That's what I'm trying to say, D. Melo's accents are. Walter likes her accents. So keep doing them every time. This is amazing. Fans love it.
They're coming. They're just gonna get better. Wait till I do my Australian accent. Sound like Thor.
Danny, yes, champion should pick, but I figured, I don't know, I'm letting Melo pick today. Or just, being nice. I guess I should pick the snack since you're taking forever to pick a snack.
I think blood pudding is British. I don't think it's Irish.
Is blood pudding good?
I never had it. Want to do normal pudding? No.
Let's see. Okay, so for a snack...
Yeah, it's the United Kingdom. Oh, no, and Ireland.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, but do you like this? It's morcilla.
What?
Morcilla. You've never had morcilla?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure
Is
you
that
had
Canadian?
Morcilla. No. It's... There's different variations of it, but Hispanics have one that is called morcilla. Think of it like blood sausage.
That sounds like something you do not want to have.
It's delicious.
All right, we are... Listen, we need to pick what we want.
You know, Walter.
And I feel with the Irish whiskey, I want some...
Where everybody knows your name.
What do we want?
And you're always glad you came. You wanna be where everybody
I think
knows.
I want little pizza bites.
Okay. Do you want the bites or do you want the little pockets?
Oh, which ones do you think are better?
I think the pockets are better.
Then let's do the pizza pocket. Look at that. You heard it first here, guys. It's going to be Irish bites and pizza pockets.
Danny, since I'm gonna be the one that wins next week, he's gonna have to surprise me with what Irish whiskey, So he might pick proper number 12.
That would be a good one. That's a good one. A. All right. So
Oh, Walter says bites over the. Wait, bites is what I said, right? I said the pocket.
Said pockets. What is it with you lately? You just keep forgetting what you pick.
Oh, I have a problem. I'm very tired.
I have a problem.
I'm very tired. I had about like a Benadryl and a Xanax
All
today.
right. The moment.
Walter, that's because you don't know how to cook them right, man. You don't cook those in the microwave. You put those in the oven and they get hot, and then the cheese and stuff starts to ooze out. You get them hot. When you bite it, it's so hot that you're like, my tongue. All right, so now we're on to quarter number 3. And here's exactly where we're going to talk about why I feel like I was robbed from the halftime championship in this All-Star game pick that I don't understand.
All right,
I
and
really don't.
It begins with everybody's favorite topic right now, the NBA All-Star Game recap. Melo, what do you got? Talk to me. Should I just do a quick recap right now? Where Team LeBron crushed, demolished, annihilated, killed, destroyed, did whatever they wanted against Team Durant. I mean, people just need to understand, LeBron is not only the best player of all time, but he's already working up to be the best GM of all time. The man is doing double duty work, not only on the court, but in the office. And then at home too.
Yeah, this is the All-Star game is where he does his tampering. We all know that.
Are you saying your first career is going to the Lakers?
This is where, who knows? He made a big thing about it, and he talks about the most disrespected player in the league all the time. So maybe he says, hey, Dame Pennies, why don't you come over to LA?
So, the NBA All-Star Game was
I'm agreeing with you.
was entertaining, where it was one day where they put everything together. They canceled the Team USA versus Team World, which is usually the rookies against the sophomores, put together into this World versus Team USA. They canceled that, and they just did the skills competition, the 3-point contest, then the All-Star game, and in the middle of the All-Star game, halftime, like we have in halftime, they did the dunk contest, and I enjoyed it. What did you think? Besides the lack of defense that's always played, and a lackluster dunk contest, which I didn't mind in halftime. Honestly, the quickness of it was actually pretty good. What do you think?
It wasn't bad. I did, again, enjoy everything all in one day because there was a lot of things that you would normally watch that had the all-star festivities. So you're thinking your 3-point contest, your dunk contest, and your skills challenge were all in one day. I think that would have been a pretty boring day. It's kind of shown that the 3-point contest is basically all the festivities you need. Everything else is it's not really that great anymore. Thank you.
What did I mess up?
No, it's just because the camera's not on. Right. So the All-Star game in itself was all right. This new format, the quarter, and then fourth quarter thing is okay, but you could tell they still weren't trying. A lot of those guys didn't want to be there. They were just jacking up 3-pointers. How many 3-pointers from half court did we see this game? We saw like 7, 8 of them. It was just silly.
Honestly,
that's why I feel like this game should mean something. Make these guys actually have to want to work. I guarantee if LeBron James had it on the line where he gets home court advantage in the finals, if his team wins this game, LeBron James is going to be playing.
Like that idea,
he's going. Why not make it worth something? LeBron, why? You'd rather see LeBron James play 4 minutes and not play the second half? That's so stupid. What's the point of him being an all-star?
The best team in the league. I bust my ass off all season. I bust my ass off to get that top seed. and I don't get the first bye because I lost an All-Star game with players that don't even want to be there, some guys aren't going to pay for it. Half the guys who want to...
It's not the first bye. It's just the finals.
Yeah, that's why it's ridiculous. I don't want my finals to be dictated because some douchebags didn't want to play one in the All-Star game.
But it's exactly what it should be. Why? I don't want to see LeBron James go out there, play 4 minutes in 2 quarters, and then not show up in the third or fourth quarter. That's as valuable as Yao Ming being voted in when he was hurt.
Baseball,
that is as valuable as Yao Ming.
It's not going to work. Those things don't work. Of course it works. No, they don't.
Of course it works.
It didn't work.
How hard I'm sorry. Have you watched an MLB All-Star game?
No, because nobody does. Nobody watches these games anyways.
I watch it. I watch. The home run derby is more entertaining than your 3-point contest. I'm sorry, did we watch the same 3-point contest that was lame ass dunk after lame ass dunk after lame ass dunk?
Hitting a home run is a spectacle, and it's actually hard to do. That's why a home run derby is fun to watch.
Yeah, but a creative dunk is just as spectacular.
But that's the thing, we've run out of creative dunks.
No, we haven't.
Yes, you know
These
why?
guys
Because
trying.
YouTube has ruined dunks for the NBA. You look on YouTube and you see these crazy guys who all they do is dunk, and that's awesome. That's their career. That's what they do. But NBA players don't have time to do those crazy dunks or train for them. So it's just hard already for them to do that.
It's not that hard.
They're
just not being creative.
The 3-point. You know why the 3-point contest was entertaining?
You want to know why they're not being creative though? Because think about it. How many in the last couple of years? How many guys we saw this year are trying to recreate dunks? That's not being creative. Yes, you want to pay homage to these guys, but be creative. Instead of being like, yeah, I'm going to do what T-Mac did that one year. I'm good.
Is baseball even still doing that? If you win the All-Star game, you get the first round, you get the
home field.
Yeah.
World Series? I believe so.
We don't know. Are they even still doing that?
Did he really though jump over the Kia?
Did he jump over the Kia? I don't even jump over a Kia. Listen, the only reason why the 3-point contest was entertaining is because it had star power in it. Honestly, if it had a bunch of no names in it, it would have been just as boring. We love seeing guys that are studs make these threes. People like Curry do incredible things. It's just more fun that way. And the same goes for the dunk contest. The only thing beneficial about this dunk contest was if a bunch of no names start doing some crazy dunks, that'll be fun to see some of these guys. Who's this guy? And we start learning about them. But unfortunately, they didn't do anything good. It was a bunch of no names. I'm sorry, the kiss the rim was overrated. I don't care that the guy's 6'3". I don't care that he got close to the rim. I don't understand. He just puckered up and dunked the ball. It wasn't that awesome to me.
Said none of the dunks were, dude. None.
But I will say the funniest part was that first guy who threw a 50 up and said it was over. It was over. And then he got eliminated in the first round. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, a guy from Indiana, Cassius.
Yeah.
He thought he had it. He literally did his dunk. He's like, it's done. I got my 50. I'm going to the next round. He got, like a 38? And didn't even make it past the first round.
And the skills challenge, even though you did call it, you want Sabonis to win, I still think I would rather have wanted to see people like LaMelo Ball, Dame Dollar, and a bunch of other big stars do the skills contest. I remember that year where it was LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, Cole, like there was a couple where it was just stars doing the skills contest. And now we have centers and power forwards doing this. It's not. I don't understand.
I wouldn't mind it so much, but I would like for them to keep the same format they had it in before. Make it a timed event. Why are they going head to head? Like, is it so bad that you guys have to cut them in half? Like that, it doesn't make any sense to me. Make them go ahead. Don't make them go to head. Make it a timed event, and then bam, in the next round you have 3 guys out of the 6 instead of it being 1-2-1, 1-2-1, and then it just I don't like that format. And then they completely changed it. It used to be more about the passing. Now you only have to do 1 pass. You take a layup and then a jump shot.
Oh, thank you for a quick 76ers stars. Embiid and Simmons will be out on Thursday.
Oh, we almost picked that game for one and a half time games
because it would have been a dual game.
Your boy had to remind someone that Embiid and
make
Simmons
the All-Star game and Embiid. You know what, Z? I thought about that, making the All-Star game a 2K simulation. But then I thought, man, these guys are not going to be good in the sticks, and it won't. And also, the subbing in players would be difficult if you have all these guys. I know it's the year 2020.
Miles Leonard might be good on the sticks.
We got to talk about that next quarter about Miles Leonard. The MLB All-Star Game had 2 million more views, but that's just 1 year. You're just giving me 1 year. Like, okay, that
last
year,
year
fine.
they didn't have a game last year, so I can't say 2020.
Okay, but does the MLB still do what you guys said? Does the MLB still do that? The winner gets home court for the finals. That's all I'm asking. Home field.
No, you're right. Well, I'm sure.
That's an important question because if not, then the 2019 is mute, and you're proving my point that this doesn't matter.
So, what do you think that? So, if you had to put everything together, do you think they need to change something to this format? Every All-Star game, competitions, the actual game, do they need to do something to fix it, or you think it's perfectly fine? Leave it as it is.
Look, for football and basketball, it's very tricky to have guys play harder because football has the most serious injuries. And NBA has the most injuries in totality. So it's hard to ask these superstars to come to this All-Star game and play hard and risk getting hurt for an All-Star game. Baseball does not work that way. Baseball is not a physical sport where it's contact and you're hitting each other. So you're able to play hard and have a fun baseball game. But
Tell Giancarlo Stanton that.
Huh?
Tell Giancarlo Stanton.
Okay, you're going to have outliers where people get hurt, and unfortunately that does suck. But baseball is less likely than any other sport to get hurt when it comes to an All-Star game. I don't like it. I'm gonna be firm. I see Kenny, I see Steve, I see all you guys chiming in saying to make it so that the winner of an All-Star game gets home court in the finals, but I don't like it. I think it's unfair to teams, especially in basketball where home court is a huge deal. Home court in basketball.
But then they need to do something to make this game more meaningful. Again, LeBron James didn't play past the second quarter.
I don't think he played. Honestly, I think
that's
he played 1 minute.
Travesty. Yeah, he did. He had 2 points in the second quarter.
I know, but I think he played like 3 minutes in the second.
Oh yeah, probably nothing. But that's a travesty that your big star isn't doing anything. After the second half, he just decided to take the night off. Already enough that he complained and bitched about it already since the beginning of the season. You know, like, stop it. Like, stop. Go out. Either they need to go out there and play, or they need to make this. They need to change something up. I think that. Regarding these, like the skills and all that, I think the skills should go back to how it is. 3-point contest is perfect.
You want to see those guys play better? Tell them that they all get $20 million each. They all get $20 million each if the team wins.
Don't they get like a bonus or something for playing?
Yeah, but the bonus is nothing for. I think they all get a bonus just for playing. I'm saying the winner gets a lot of money. What's sad is that they're playing for a charity and they still don't play tough. That says a lot about the players. Like, you're playing for a charity and you're still not playing as hard as you can. Like, I feel that should be enough to want to play hard. But it's an All-Star game, man. What can you do? We're still going to continue with the All-Star game topic.
Wait, so actually, right here it says it. Players on the winning team shall receive $50,000. And players on the losing team shall receive $25,000. So apparently that's not enough for them to actually want to go and play.
Jesus, nothing. That's like $5 for them. I did have an idea.
It's not $5 for people like Sabonis.
I did have an idea. So here's how I think it'll be more competitive. You make these players, you do the whole, you have the East and West, the finalists, have the 10, the 12 from each side, and then do 3v3 tournament. You do a 3 versus 3 tournament as a replacement for the All-Star game, and then put these guys in a quick little bracket tournament where they play 3v3. I guarantee you're going to see them play a little harder and better because nobody's going to want to lose that. Nobody's going to want to be those players who lost that 3v3 tournament. I think that'll be fun. You can do a little bracket in the All-Star game and then have a lot more fun with these players and watch the big dogs, the best players in the world do 3 versus 3, which apparently is pretty popular with the Ice Cube League, and 2K players love 3v3.
You're right, and that might work. But if you ever want to see LeBron James complain about something more in their entire lives, I guarantee he would hate that idea. Guarantee he would hate, I got to play 3-on-3? No, forget that. He can't take any plays off. He actually got to try? Yeah, right. LeBron James would not try in an All-Star game. A 3v3, LeBron James would hate that. He would probably do worse. He would probably do less in a 3v3. Well, I think at least for these skills, they need to bring back the Shooting Stars Challenge.
So that's the name?
That's the name, the Shooting Stars Challenge.
If all who don't remember, the Shooting Stars Challenge was a skills competition, shooting competition, just different tasks that it was a 3-person team. You had the old All-Star, you had a WNBA player, and then you had a current NBA player. And they would all be in a team and then just do layups and shoot the ball and half-court shots. And it was a timed event. It was pretty cool. I agree. We should bring that one back. It was always an opener, too. I thought it was a nice opener to the skills contest.
It was.
Yeah, so, Danny, I know there's a big three, but that's why it's popular. People watch it. That's why I do it for the All-Star game. Do an All-Star game with the best players in the NBA and do a quick 3v3 tournament for that day. I think it'll be badass. I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch.
It'd be fun, but I don't think that a lot of these guys would want to do that. I really don't. I think maybe
they don't want to do the All-Star game either.
You're right. I'm saying I think maybe Kyrie might be into it, maybe Curry, but LeBron James, I'm telling you, LeBron would hate that idea. Absolutely. He would go complain to Chris Paul and be like, hey, you better hope this doesn't pass. You ain't gonna be on the banana boat if this passes.
But we'll see. Okay, so what was your favorite part about the All-Star game then?
Probably the 3-point contest was fun.
Yeah, that
we
was. We
both
exciting.
picked losers. I had picked. Who did I pick?
It's funny because we see Steph Curry there. We see the greatest 3-point shooter of all time, and we both decided to say, nah, let's go for someone else.
I picked Donovan Mitchell.
I think I picked Jaylen Brown.
And you picked Jaylen Brown
just because I think he's better than Jason Tatum. And
hey, Tatum made it to the final three. So
my guy was the first one out. So that shows how bad it was to pick Jaden just because I chose with my heart instead of my head.
Yeah, and technically, so I picked Sabonis to win the skills, and I was right. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I was wrong about Mitchell, and then I picked the champion, Anthony Sims. I don't know his name.
We didn't really pick it in time, but yes, you picked that one. I picked
two guys.
Obi after. What I'm saying is we didn't pick before.
We didn't pick on time. You're right. I wasn't gonna pick the Indiana guy though.
That's the end of the third quarter. But yeah, I will give you credit. You did pick I picked Obi. I was like, let me go with Obi. That's stupid.
I don't know. I think we overthought it, Danny. That we're like, nah, Steph. Should we pick Steph? Are we gonna take the easy out?
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't pick Steph. We should have. Honestly, my brain was like, after I did it, I was like, I should have picked Steph. But quick, before we move to the fourth quarter, two things. Frank Cotto will not be joining us today. Unfortunately, he couldn't, but he will be joining us next week to discuss more Fin Talk or other topics. We'll see. And quick, because I don't want to talk about the All-Star game after this, but I will give a shout out to Melo. We put our points together for the points that my team LeBron made and the team Steph. It should have been Team Steph. The team Kevin Durant that he made, and by total, his team scored more points than my team.
Oh, well, actually, I have it all broken down.
Do it.
So, for everyone out there who thought a Lion has drafted a better team, he didn't. He didn't draft squat.
And B didn't play.
Simmons didn't play. So, here we go. Here's what it was. So, in the first quarter, the breakdown of the All-Star game is basically quarter-wise. You win the first quarter, you win the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter. You play up to 24. So the first quarter, a Lions team scored a whopping 19 points. Melo, your boy, first quarter scored 60. 60. Next up, we have the second quarter. A Lions team made a comeback, 49 points. Melo's team, 52. So that's 2-0 right now for Melo. Now we're bringing on to the third quarter. A Lions team.
So long, aren't you?
Oh, I'm enjoying it.
Literally
Third quarter,
bragging about
a
the most
Lions
insufficient
team.
thing. Here you go.
A Lions team. This is exactly why. I had the better draft, so that should be my belt. Anyway, third quarter, a Lions team, 45 points.
Yeah.
Let's go, GM. And that was his second quarter was his highest scoring quarter. Third quarter, I had 46 points, so I beat him by 1. It's still a win. Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile.
That I didn't have a choice in getting LeBron. Like I had LeBron, and he didn't even play the first quarter.
You wanted Team LeBron. You had that. That's not my choice.
But I'm just saying.
You had the first overall pick.
My guy didn't even play.
My guy didn't play either. Kevin Durant didn't play.
Yeah, but you got an extra player.
I didn't. I got the same amount of players.
You got to pick 5. No, you got to pick 5. You got to choose the 5 players.
I didn't though. You realize that the last 2 picks were given to me.
Yeah,
I didn't choose them.
You had them.
I didn't choose them. You gave them to me.
I didn't give them to the ones available.
In the fourth quarter, a line with 23 points and Melo with 26. Meaning, not only Melo won all 4 quarters, he destroyed the line 184 to 136. So when we talk about whose championship belt that should be, it should be mine. Because I am the best GM. I drafted better than LeBron James.
That's not
Kevin Durant. I am the greatest
GM. Is that
GM.
belt the GM belt, or is that belt the halftime championship belt? Because then we can change the name of it. I'll give you the belt, and then we'll get a new belt for the halftime. That's the halftime belt, and I earned my halftime belt. You don't deserve that belt for having a better fantasy draft.
I deserve it.
If you wanted a fantasy draft belt, we will go purchase a fantasy draft belt, but that's not a fantasy draft belt. All right, let's move on to the fourth quarter. You see how good of a coach I am that I told you the other side, and then you want to take advantage and then bash me and say the words destroy. You've been like, I beat a line.
You got destroyed. It wasn't even a competition.
Bro.
The first quarter was 16 to 19.
Falta de respeto, dude.
I guarantee if you would have had something, you would have been bragging.
No, I don't brag like you. I didn't brag about that belt. I earned it at Tag No, I didn't.
Okay.
All right, let's do 15 minutes on the clock. And this is actually very serious news. So let's talk about something very, very bad that just happened recently. If you guys are familiar with Twitch, it's where gamers or people can show themselves playing video games, and it's actually quite fun, entertaining if you watch it. Well, Miles Leonard, a player for the Miami Heat, recently said you finish this, bro.
He said an anti-Semitic slur on live stream while playing Call of Duty, and it's I guess I'll say it was the K word. I'm not going to say what it was. You guys can do your own research on that. And he actually issued an apology. I think it was actually before we actually got here. And basically he said that he didn't know what the word meant. He obviously said that he's educating himself and, all the right things. However, one, it doesn't make it okay at all to use that word. He's an idiot. And I don't know if I believe him to say that I didn't know what it meant. That's not an uncommon word. Like an uncommon anti-Semitic word is what I want to say. Because I really don't know anyone that uses that word. And for him to say, I don't know what it means, but he still uses it, that gives it less, like, his argument or his apology less meaningful. Because how do you not know? You're going to use words that you don't know what they mean now? Just going to go spewing off words that, I'm going to say this while I'm playing a game? No, it just didn't make sense. And I already dislike Miles Leonard for the dumb contract he got here in Miami this offseason. And I dislike him even more now. I want him to be released. I don't care that we lose that money. He should be suspended and then either suspended or released. If he doesn't get released, suspended, and then they don't pick up his contract next year. This guy to me is done. He needs to be out.
Man, Miles Leonard, you're a joke. And the fact that you said you didn't know what it meant, you are 29 years old. You're not an 18, 19, 20, 20-year-old kid. Not that it makes it excusable for someone, that young to say it, but I can understand the ignorance of when you're young and you're not taught by your parents and you don't learn things. You graduated high school. I presume you went to college. Then you played basketball in college. I presume these are all things you did without even Googling you or checking your history. But you did all this. And to tell me you went through all of that, I know you read Anne Frank and all these books like the rest of us did. I know you read all of these things and at least maybe didn't read it, but you paid attention in class to know that word is not right to use. And the fact that you use it in the derogatory term that it was intended to be used for shows that you knew what the word meant and you knew how you were saying it. If you were kidding around or messing around and then said it in a way like that, then maybe we can see it as it's, he did it, but you said it in an angry way where you intended to use it in a way where you were trying to diss him or hurt him in some way. You knew what the word meant at 29 years old. Now you're just making you're trying to think that I'm stupid. Man, I look, people, I know people make mistakes, but there's just certain mistakes that you need to be fired for so you can learn your lesson. And I hope he gets fired. And I hope the NBA exempts us from having to deal with this contract. But even if they don't, you take it. As the Heat, you take it. you fire him, and then I wish him that he learns and that he gets signed again by another team, because people make mistakes. But I'm sorry, there's mistakes that people make that you just fire someone, and that is not excusable what he did. And to say that he didn't know what it meant is just more of a slap in the face to us.
Absolutely, and the NBA is probing like they're looking into it to see what they do, and I think that's right.
Looking into it, just watch the video 4 times like we did, and the only reason why we saw it 4 times was because did our ears hear what we just heard, and we just had to hear it again and again because it was just wow, he really just said this.
Yeah, and the thing is that when I first got the news, I was like, oh, let me see what it was, and I got the video, so I started playing it, and I have it out loud, and we were together, we were working, and all of a sudden you hear him say it, and we both looked up at each other, and we were just in shock that this man just used it, and the way he used it was, he knew what he was saying.
Yeah.
For him to say he didn't know what it meant, no, he's not fooling anyone with that. Absolutely not.
I believe Uncle Shannon Sharp says it all the time. Unky goes, people who, he says, kids, drunks, and angry people, that's when you hear the truth. That's when the true self comes on. And those are things that I truly believe. He was angry. His 29-year-old self was mad about a video game. And then he decided to say a slur that he knew exactly what it meant. So it's ridiculous. I think that the word he used pisses me off, but then the way now he's saying to justify it is even more of an insult.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, go check it out, man. Go check it out. It was during Twitch too. It's the most embarrassing thing.
Getting paid, what is it, $10 million a year to freaking play Call of Duty?
Moving on from one moron with a racist comment to some other slander. But this slander is less egregious and just, in the fun of the NBA. What's up with the Utah slander these days, man? Why is everybody dissing your team, the Utah Jazz?
I don't know. They're the number 1 team in the NBA right now, and they're getting no respect.
Our team's just hating on Spider, on I always think it's Gortat because he's better.
I think LeBron James is just, a little hater. That's what happens.
No, he's not. The thing is, and I'm gonna take
there's 2 people that are haters right now. It's the number 1 is Shaq. Shaq is just mad that he had to put up 30 and 20 to get paid what he got paid, and he's still getting paid what Gortat. Listen, you have me saying it now. Gobert was getting paid.
Gortat.
And LeBron James is mad that he got his ass whooped by the Utah Jazz the previous night or a week before that. So I'm saying LeBron James does have a good point. When they were doing so, for all those that are not they don't know what we're talking about, when LeBron James was drafting for the NBA All-Star game, and Kevin Durant as well, it wasn't just LeBron, they chose the 2 Utah Jazz players last. The team that's in first place, Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. They were chosen last on both teams. So then you have Chuck saying, oh, how are you going to pick all these guys last? They're first place, blah, blah, blah. And LeBron James said it. He said, it's not, about hating or anything but like that. It's that when we were kids and we were playing basketball or video games, we weren't picking the Utah Jazz. And you can't blame him. When they all grew up, you had Jordan people were playing with, probably the Celtics, the Lakers. No one was being Utah Jazz. As good as Stockton and Malone were, no one was picking them to play in these games. And even now, even if you play like a career mode or with all these legend teams, I'm still not picking the Jazz. Are you picking the Jazz?
Listen, it's not slander when it's facts. LeBron and Kevin Durant both did not pick Utah Jazz players. And let me explain to you why. Rudy Gobert and Dak Prescott are the same person right now, just stealing money from teams. Listen, I can't. The thing is that the Rudy Gobert one is crazy to me because he's getting paid over $200 million, and this man had the audacity to ask for a max contract, a supermax contract, and his only job is to get rebounds and defend. Melo, can you tell me what Embiid did to the $200 million man in the last game?
He made that $200 million man? look broke.
I'm not telling you to
Bankrupt.
score points, Rudy. Just play defense. Hold Embiid to 20 points. Hold Embiid to under 10 rebounds. He was not capable. Not only was he not capable of doing that, but Embiid showed Rudy Gobert that you are nothing. I am going to score 40 points on you, and I'm going to out-rebound you because I am the man in this court, and you are my son. That is what Embiid told Gobert, and I cannot believe that he is getting paid over $200 million for this. And moving on to Donovan Mitchell, who I think is a really, really good player. A watered-down Dwayne Wade. And that's a compliment because Dwayne Wade is one of the greatest players of all time. So to be a watered-down Dwayne Wade is awesome. But you're not leading a team to the championship. Utah Jazz are not going to the championship. They're a good season team. We see this all the time. They're going to start the second half of the season. Watch, they're going to start evening out. They had a good winning streak, but that's it. That's why those two went back-to-back at the end.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, the Jazz had a good little run there at the end. It's just the problem with them is that
their second best player is Rudy Gobert. That's the problem.
That's what it is. Exactly what I was gonna say. Gobert is your second best player, and he doesn't do enough scoring.
I would never sign him.
He doesn't do enough on the court to impact the game. It's like, you know what he reminds me of? And man, if he played in this area, he would be better than Gobert. Marcus Camby. Marcus Camby was a beast on the boards and getting blocks.
Dennis Rodman and Ben Wallace didn't even score as many points as Rudy, and I would pick them over Rudy because at least Ben Wallace and Dennis Rodman would have played Embiid and held them to 20 points, maybe even less. There's a video, everybody check it out. Dennis Rodman covering Shaq. Shaq had about 20 points at the half, maybe 23, 24, and the second half, Dennis Rodman switched to cover him. Shaq did not score 1 point after that.
I mean, we all seen Ben Wallace take on Shaq in the conference finals and in the finals and shut him down.
And if you told me that's, Rudy Gobert was doing that, I'd be like, you know what? Still overpaid, but all right, he earned his money today. But he's not.
He doesn't earn his money when it matters.
All right, so we both agree on this Utah Jazz. I think it's not. You think it's slander. I don't think it's slander. All right, thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. I know we're running a little late today. Clearly, we have a lot to talk about. Next topic, moving on. Big topic, people want to hear about this. Better from 30 plus, from, Curry or Dame Dollar?
Are you really asking me this?
I'm asking
Are you really
you.
asking me this?
I'm asking you this.
Hold on. I got to check my watch. What time is it? Maybe this one works a little better. Oh, this one does work better because it's all about cooking that Chef Curry. Get out of here with this Dame time nonsense. Better from 30. Better from 30. Are you kidding me? We saw clearly in the All-Star game. We saw it where Steph Curry's so easy, so smooth, taking half-court jumpers, and he was making them like nothing. Dame had to take a couple before they went down. Curry's shot is just too smooth, and he proved it. Why wasn't Dame in the three-point contest? Do you know why? Because they replaced. Oh, well, they got Mike Conley in there. So what was Dame doing? Was he too busy, counting his dollars? Was he too busy watching Hulu? Because he wanted to watch some live sports?
That's a good song. You know what? Let's not be. That's the best thing he's done, honestly. If anything, that's one of his accolades. All-Star games.
Hulu doesn't just have live sports.
Yeah, I don't think he's done anything else.
It doesn't make sense to me. And then for people to argue that, oh, he has a higher percentage shooting those shots. Yeah, because he's the only idiot who takes so many of them. No one is not. When most people take these logo shots or these half-court shots, it's because the time is running out. Because they just inbounded the ball. It's about to be end of the first quarter, end of the second quarter. And they're taking these shots. They're not taking them for fun like this idiot likes to take them. They're not smart shots. Yes, they go in at a better percentage than everyone else. But that is because he's the only one taking so many of them.
I don't understand why people are saying that Damian Lillard is unappreciated. I don't understand what's this talk that people. I don't get it. I don't understand. He is a really good basketball player, and I appreciate his game. But he's exactly how they talk about him. He's exactly what it is. When he doesn't make the starters for the All-Star game, deservingly. I don't understand what he does that he should be the starter of an All-Star. He hasn't shown to me that he's one of the best in the league. He hasn't done anything in that. Now, the best from 30 feet. I don't care that Lillard had one good season where he shot over a certain percentage from the mark. Steph Curry, laser beam pointed to my head. I still want Curry taking that shot. Yes, Dame Lillard has a good shot from there. That's not denying that. But to say that he's better than Curry at it is just flagrant and wrong. Little stats. I love my statistics. In a career, field goal percentage, Steph Curry is 43.8. No. Steph Curry, sorry, those were the awful Dame and Lillard stats. Has 43.8% field goal percentage, while Steph Curry has a whopping 47.6. From the 3-point percentage, Lillard has 37.4 and Curry has 43.3. There's no denying Curry is just a tremendously better shooter than Lillard.
Just think about that. So from 47 to 43 is Curry.
Yeah.
That is mind-blowing. How great that man's shot is.
It's just Damian Lillard shoots so many shots that he has a good shot, but it's not that it's...
That's what, imagine, his three-point percentage might be better if he wasn't chucking them up from half court. Think about how much easier it is to make a shot from around the arc than going to the logo because logo Lillard now. No, it's stupid. It is, my example for it is, would you rather take an open three or an open layup? Unless you're Chris Paul that misses layups apparently. I would take the open layup every time. It's a higher percentage shot. That is not a high percentage shot. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter who you are. You can practice that shot a million times. It's not a higher percentage shot than if you move closer. And it's not like if him shooting the logo shot is gonna get you 4 points or 5 points. It's getting the same amount of points. It's you doing more work. Why? Play smart. Don't play dumb. Stop trying to be flashy and show, but this isn't and one. That shit's dead.
All right, that's the end of the 4 quarters. Now it's that time. It's
What
that
time is
time
it?
where I think it's that time the time people love.
You know why you're here.
OT.
There's never much love when we get to OT.
And this is where we discuss whatever we want, and we're gonna start off with the GOAT actor of our generation, the number one actor in the world.
Leo DiCaprio?
Okay, realistically, probably the number one box office bring.
Will Smith.
No, not this. Nah, he's over with.
Over with?
Jada cheated on him. He's not the same guy. He's.
Hey, that was an entanglement. It wasn't a cheating. It was an entanglement.
So
Everyone
where
get it
I'm
right.
from, entanglements are called cheating. Jada. So
If you think entanglements are cheating, let's get some ones in the chat. I don't believe it's cheating.
an entanglement, she cheated on him, and Will's never been the same. So with that being said, let's start off with Young Rock, the new latest best show on television. Me and Melo have been watching it after every podcast, so we're always behind an episode. But we're gonna try to catch up this week. I tried to record on my DVR, but I think something happened. Was it on today?
It's on today.
Wait, I tried to find it. I couldn't find it. We'll see. But tell me, what do you think of the show so far? We've seen 2 episodes. What's your take on it?
So, I talked about this on another podcast.
You see, it wasn't on tonight.
Oh, it wasn't on
I knew
tonight.
Thanks, Tim. I knew it.
All right, well, we got a 1 in the chat saying that, entanglements are cheating. And I guess it wasn't on that's really strange. I wonder why. There's nothing really on TV today, so it would have been a perfect timing. We're only behind 1 episode. I talked about it on the Just Too Sweet show last week or 2 weeks ago about it. And I think the first episode was okay. I kind of didn't like that they were jumping from so many different decades in his life, from when he was like a kid to then high school to then college, even though I really enjoyed the college because the U baby represent getting that rookie record benching, he don't lie, it's the Rock. But then watching episode 2, I enjoyed it a little bit more. I definitely did. It did have some, iffy things, but I kind of understand where it's kind of going. I'm hoping that episode 3 It doesn't have to pick off from when he was in high school, but that it does play along more. I just kind of hope that if it's this show either needs to be one season or they need to change the formula afterwards, because I can't just imagine him talking to Randall Park every single episode explaining something for more than a season. I think they have to switch that up. Timmy here's chiming in saying the guy who plays Macho Man is terrible. Everyone else is cool.
All right, no spoilers. We're gonna see, I guess Macho Man's gonna be in today's episode. Last week's episode, so we're the ones who missed out.
Yeah. I mean, you're the big Rock fan, so this is big for you.
Yes, and so far I'm not crazy in love with it. Every time we watch the episode, I'm complaining about something, but I have slept on it, and I've been thinking it's a nice TV show that I see that Rock is trying to make, and it's a nice representation of his life. He is being honest about a lot of things. But I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I'm going to keep watching it because I believe it's going to pick up. I enjoy the scenes where we see wrestlers, and I enjoy the scenes of how The Rock handles certain situations. Being that he was poor, something that I relate to when I was younger. Maybe you can relate to, not growing up well off. The issues he had with his dad, things that I could relate to. So there's a lot of things I feel everyone can relate to watching The Rock, because he's showing that he's not a perfect person. He's showing that he what he learned from. Some of the ways he gets his lessons so far, it kind of have me scratch my head. And some of the logic that they're kind of show makes me scratch my head. But it's a fun show. And I'm enjoying it. I have to admit, I talk trash about it, but I think I'm enjoying it so far.
So because I know we spoke about this off air, would you rather it be more of a serious show? Because like you said, The Rock has gone through some stuff growing up and hard times. He talks about it a lot. This is more like being more lighthearted about it. Would you rather be more serious toned and you might enjoy that more than if it like all this cheery stuff?
I told you from the get. I remember telling you, I wish that the show would be more serious than it is funny. I see the show's wholesome, and I don't mind it being wholesome. I just wish it would be more serious and hit core topics and take it more to like that type of realm, and then sprinkle in the funny and have funny moments. But it's the opposite. So yeah, I wish it would have been like an HBO show or something, or an FX show. But I'll take what I can get. I'm a big fan of The Rock.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, we're gonna after today most likely watch it unless we're too tired, and then we will.
I want to watch it.
Huh?
I want to watch it.
All right. So then let's move on to the next topic, and we have something that happened. Sunday was a big day. Thinking about it, Sunday we had the All-Star game. We had AEW Revolution exploding barbed wire death match with sparklers. And we had a certain interview with Oprah that a lot of people had a lot to say about the next day. And that was an interview with none other than young Prince Harry and Miss Meghan Markle. And a lot of things got said about the royal family and a lot of royal family slander. What are you thinking about this topic, sir?
So, for this interview, you kind of got to dissect everything about it, because there's certain things that I understand, and there's certain things that I can't understand, or maybe my mind refuses to understand. This interview showed me what I already knew. How the racism exists in this world, and everyone. At least here, points out how bad it is in this country and stuff like that. But it's even worse in other parts of the world, and it just shows where they're from, how bad it is. And I can totally understand how frustrating it must be for her, a black woman, to be over there and face that racism with the royal family. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt she goes through racism over there. With that put aside, the parts that are hard for me to understand are, and I don't want to say that because I know everyone deals with mental health issues, but some of the things that I have to feel bad for them about, or it's just something that it's hard for me to comprehend, because we all have our issues, and we've all grown up with things that are hard, and and I know we all handle it differently, so I know it's a complicated, but this is just my opinion. She married a prince, and to think that she never Googled him and she knew nothing about him, it's just things that shake my head. It was just, what? And the things that she's suffering about, you're a princess and you have millions of dollars and you live in a castle and you married the guy that you love and he's there every day to support you and be with you. It's just, and then now you got to move here to the city, you're back home, and you kind of sign a couple deals to make money, and you're trying to copyright a couple certain things. I'm not going to put you on blast, but everybody can just Google this and see what she's trying to do. She's making money moves coming over here. So there's certain things that I understand and I don't understand from the interview. I just can't feel bad for a celebrity.
No, absolutely.
They're not going to feel bad for me.
Absolutely. I understand exactly what you're saying. I think Oprah did a good job, but
did she?
I'm saying, listen. She did a good job asking questions, but she could have dove in deeper. Again, we don't know what she was maybe allowed to say and what not to say. You know, as much as you want to say he's still Prince Harry, you know, he still has, his staff and all that other stuff, I'm sure. And she's still a celebrity. So you always get, their publicists tell you, hey, don't ask about this, don't ask about this, don't ask about this, because then, the interview's over. So I kind of understand why Oprah might not ask some things like, hey, so, yeah, you're saying that you felt all depressed and all this other stuff, but you came over here and, you're doing this, you're going live on your streams to make money and bring attention to this. So I can see why maybe she wasn't allowed to. I'm hoping she wasn't allowed to and she just didn't play the part and do, be all chipper. But yeah, it can't be easy for Meghan going into that royal family, I want to say. Because imagine going in somewhere and then everyone's shit talking you. The only thing I can say is that, you know what? Kudos to Harry, because he has not backed down, from her side once. And I feel like that's what she has to focus on. Stop focusing on the negative. Stop focusing on the fact that Kate Middleton made you cry in your wedding because she was right. Because she admitted that Kate Middleton was right about it. Something regarding about the dresses, but that she made her cry about it. I feel like, okay, now you're just being a little sensitive about it. I don't know. I wasn't there. It's just from what I read and heard, that's what it sounded like. But according to them, this is the last we're going to hear about any of this. So I think they should just honestly see it as a positive. Look, you're back in California. You're back in sunny SoCal. You can go and be an actress again. Harry can go and be a stay-at-home dad. Like, enjoy your life. Stop feeding into this and let the royal family be. They're going to be. They're going to still be successful.
You had to do this interview, right? To put yourself out there, to show people you're here, to get more publicity and not the attention that you wanted. As a business, you had to do this. I'm not saying that what she said was right or wrong. I'm not debating that. What I'm saying is this interview was tactical. It wasn't, because you could have just done this on your own, but you decided to go with Oprah, who you knew was going to get huge ratings and attention, and then had this huge interview.
Honestly, it was probably just a big FU to the royal family. Like one final FU to them. Like, here you go, we're going on national television. Everyone's going to talk about it, not only in the States, but in the UK as well. I feel like that's what it really was. Meghan being like, just going up and, flipping them off on live TV without doing it.
Well, moving on to the next one. Moving on to another very serious topic. Because
this one hits home.
This one's very serious. For all you Space Jam fans, mostly Looney Tunes fans, Pepe Le Pew has been taken out of Space Jam 2. Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Yep.
So we canceled Pepe.
Pepe's gone. Pepe was Me Too'd. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Pepe Le Pew. How do you, I mean...
Well, I understand why he got cut from the movie, because the scene was stupid.
Yeah, when we heard the scene, it was ridiculous.
Scene. Apparently, he actually, in the movie, they had Pepe disrespect like a woman, and then LeBron came to save the day. Was he drafted by the Jazz?
Might as well have been.
Pepe Le Pew, for all you guys that don't know, in Looney Tunes, is a skunk who sees what he thinks to be a girl skunk and falls in love with her and presumes to start chasing after her, going after her, grabbing her, wanting her, kissing her, and falls in love with her, and she doesn't want her, and she runs away. And as adults, we can read into that and see now with everything going on, yeah, it seems wrong. And I can understand why you want to change that he did that. I just don't understand why the movie would. I'm glad they cut it, because you're pretty much adding to this character being. You're pretty much saying that what he used to do in the past was a Me Too movement and or was an assault, which it is in adult standards. But when it comes to children, a child doesn't see it that way. As a child, I never once thought, oh, I want to do that. And I feel doing that with video games and movies and all these things, putting something that's not there just makes it more confusing. Just like we were talking, is Bugs Bunny a bully? Is Tasmanian Devil trying to kill the bird? Is Sylvester the cat a murderer? I mean, are we all gonna start killing people, trying to eat people? Are we gonna start shooting people like Fudd? I mean, these are all
Elmer
things that
Fudd.
Cartoons do. It's a cartoon. As a kid, you're just seeing that, and my brain as a child, maybe I wasn't smart enough, didn't comprehend that as being assault. Even when I grew up, I never looked back and thought, man, that skunk was doing that. But I can understand how we want to fix that, but we can still keep the character and change him to a certain way. He can still fall in love. He can still be enamored with a woman skunk, a guy, whatever type of animal he wants. I don't think that's the problem. I think it was the way he chased after her and did certain things. I don't know. I think they could have still brought the skunk back and just not made him that awful scene.
I think they were just trying to fix what they did back in the day with him and try to be like, okay, this is a teaching moment, Pepe. Don't do this again. But it just, again, well, from my perspective, I was trying to think back. I might have to watch it again just to, educate myself. But in the first Space Jam, I don't remember Pepe making a move on anybody. The scene that I remember from him the most was when he kissed the ball and the ball went in the hoop. That's the scene that I remember, and I think it was also Jordan holding him up while he was wearing a mask to try to have the other Monstar faint because of the smell. So in that space, they could have left it like that if they wanted to, but I think it was just, we have to make it right and try to make sure that this doesn't get people don't go out back and watch what Pepe used to be. And okay, like I said, I get it, but you didn't have to make it about that. And I think that's what kind of got that scene cut in the first place. We heard the scene and the scene sounded awful. It sounded terrible. What does that have to do with anything in the movie? Zero. It's just trying to make a statement to make a statement, which it shouldn't have to. It's Space Jam. It's supposed to be fun. I might be wrong, but I don't know.
No, I agree. I agree with. They could have still left him in the way because I don't remember him in the first Space Jam chasing anyone, doing anything. All the scenes were nice for every character. I mean, it was just a fun movie, and they could have kept doing that. So, I hope he's not gone from the movie. They just cut that stupid scene. And the last topic we have is another. Is he canceled? I heard they were going to bring him back, but Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head was going to be taken out from the stores and just be Potato Head.
Potato Head.
This one to me makes the most sense, but it doesn't because potatoes don't have genders. So a potato head is what you buy, right? Like you buy a potato head and then you make it into whatever type you want. But if you buy a Mr. Potato Head, you're just buying the Mr. version from the movie. You're buying the character from the movie. So I don't think you should cancel Mr. Potato Head. You should just come out with a potato head, and if you want to buy the mystery stuff, you can. Potatoes don't have genders, so you're not really doing a gender. It's just a potato. You're just buying a potato, and I so happen to want to buy the one that's Mr. Potato Head from the movie. It's like having Woody and then making him genderless, and then just being like it's just I'm buying Mr. Potato Head because I like him from the movie.
My only issue with all this is, what does calling him Mr. Potato Head, what's the problem there? It's not like there wasn't a Miss Potato Head. As Toy Story showed, there was a Mrs. Potato Head. So what are they trying to prove with this? What is the problem with him being Mr.? I don't, that's what is like gets me the most. Yeah, it's not an issue. It's like you said, it's a potato. If it would have just been Potato Head and you make him whatever you want, which most people did. Some people put the lips on, his arm and all this other stuff, which is fine. But what is the issue with there's a Mr., there's a Mrs. Okay, that's my thing. It's not like there was no Miss Potato Head.
Who knows? But I sort of I can understand what they're trying to do and be inclusive and have different potato heads, but I don't think
making him Mr. doesn't make him a boy toy.
It's just that he's still a character. It's still a character from a film. He's Mr. That's who he is. He's Mr. Potato Head.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make him just a boy. I keep saying boy toy, and I think Shawn Michaels. he's not a boy's toy.
That'll be a funny potato head. A Shawn Michaels HBK potato head.
But I don't understand why. Someone would really need to explain to me why we should change it and it just be Potato Head, which is fine. Again, it's just a potato. Shouldn't be getting this worked up. I would just want an explanation to it. But you did say that was the last thing, but I actually have one more final thing before we wrap up OT, and that is to chime in on something we talked about last week. And we're going to talk about it again next week, because next week we're going to have a definitive answer. And that is, we're speaking to you, Bachelor Nation. Bachelor Nation, we got one episode left, or two. I think it's a 2-hour episode of The Bachelor, of Matt. Who is he going to choose? And do you want to take a guess of who's still there?
Oh, I think we know who's still there.
Rachel is still there. The girl that's caused all this controversy over her antebellum theme party that she went to back in 2018. She is still there, fighting for Matt's heart. And apparently in this past episode, she got a lot of airtime. And a lot of people aren't happy about that because all this controversy has come from her. And the editors can easily, edit her out to get, Michelle or Bree more time. But they're not. They're giving Rachel a lot of time. I don't know if they're trying to make her the villain or try to get audiences more appeased to her because they know what's going to happen next week. And I alluded to that last week, saying that maybe she won this whole show. And they're trying, ease her image with all this stuff. But I don't know. What do you think, sir?
Man, if this is going to be so interesting if she's the one who wins. They're going to have to... I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. If she ends up being the winner and these pictures got leaked, I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have
Can we be canceling The Bachelor? Can we be canceling Bachelor Nation?
I think they're going to have to show that people can grow. She learned from her mistake, and her husband is going to be a black man. And he's going to come and defend his woman unless he doesn't get a divorce. I don't know. I don't know what... Maybe they broke up. Maybe they were together and the pictures got released. And due to the non-disclosure, they can't spoil the show. I don't know. But it's going to be interesting to watch. But your assumption of what's going on, even if she's not the winner, she's a top 2. So they're trying to ease... They want people to watch. They don't want people not to tune in because she's a top 2. That's just gonna mess up.
I'm sure people are gonna tune in just to be like, I hope she doesn't win. I hope Matt can't choose her. And if he does,
man, we'll see. Oh, we'll be here for that.
You think people will come for Matt afterwards? If he does choose her, I mean, it's not like he knew, so I don't feel like it'd be fair.
Yeah, they're not gonna come, but I think they're gonna expect him to say something. Once the show airs, they're gonna expect to hear from him. People are gonna be like, okay, talk to us. He has to say something.
He does. So, Bachelor Nation, you want to tune into the 4-quarter show OT next week, where we will talk about the winner and whether or not we were right, like the 4-quarter show normally is. Making spoilers before spoilers come out.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, next week is going to be a great show. We're going to see who wins the halftime championship belt. We got some Irish whiskey. And for the snack, it's going to be some pizza pockets. I don't think she wins.
We
I
will
heard
see,
a theory that
Victoria.
someone that I left early on it is with him now. Well, remember, Victoria, thank you for that. She might win, and maybe they broke up when the news came out, and now he's with somebody else from the show. Because that's how this works. Maybe she is the winner, and then he took it back a couple days later when this news came out. So who knows?
That's psych.
Yeah. So, but we'll be there, and you should tune in next week so you can ask questions. We can talk about this again.
Absolutely. And before we leave, just want to plug a couple things before we sign off. For all you guys from Pop Culture Pros tuning into the 4 Quarter Show today. Tomorrow we have the Put It in the Book Show. I think it's their 100th episode. And my co-host just dropped all the Doritos on the floor like a bonehead. 100th episode for the Put It in the Book Show. They also have Granny Speech Tea where they're going to be talking about Flash, Lion's favorite show, Batwoman. And then on Thursday, we have 2 brand new premiering shows. We have the streaming show. It's going to be called Stream Wars, where they're going to talk about Netflix, Hulu, everything from the previous month and what to watch this month. Amazon Prime, your Disney Pluses, Paramount Plus, a lot to talk about. And there's going to be the Millennium Meltdown, which is chiming in from everything from the 90s and the 2000s, the best era. Don't at me. Also, guys, and then next week we start all over again. Monday, A to Z. Tuesday, special 50th episode of the Just Too Sweet Show on 3/16. So you know what that means. The glass is going to break. People are going to be chugging beers.
This just in. The Heat announced Myers Leonard will be away from team indefinitely. The Miami Heat vehemently condemns the use of any form of hate speech. The words used by Myers Leonard were wrong, and we will not tolerate hateful language from anyone associated with our franchise. To hear tip from a Miami Heat player is especially disappointing and hurtful to all those who work here, as well as the larger South Florida, Miami Heat, and the NBA communities. Myers Leonard will be away from the team indefinitely. The Miami Heat will cooperate with the NBA while it conducts its investigation. Sorry to interrupt, but that was big news.
That was
watching
huge
the
news.
show.
Thank you. I love my organization for
Yeah,
that.
we don't
Good
play
job,
games.
Miami Heat.
We're not
Great
like the
job.
Philadelphia Eagles who give big contracts to people who say hate speech.
Exactly. Thank you, Miami Heat. Appreciate you. And like I said, Just Too Sweet, 50th episode, 3/16, Austin 3/16 day. And then, of course, right after that, we got the 4 Quarter Show back again. Episode 27. You don't want to miss that. And as always, how do we leave our folks here at the 4 Quarter Show? I'm going to get it right this week.
D, thank you for tuning in. Jonathan, appreciate all the love. Victoria, Walter, everybody was on. Cheese, Kenny, Jonathan. We hope that we were able to leave you with some change.
And as always, that you leave with a little more common sense. See, I got it this week. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody.